Honourable members, Madam Speaker.
On Tuesday, 1st November 2022, the leader of the opposition in Parliament, Honourable Matthias Mpuga, demanded for a comprehensive report on the killing of police officers at Busika Police Station on Sunday, 30th October 2022. This followed the shooting and killing of Alex Wagaluka, the in charge of Busika's Criminal Investigations Department, CID, and Police Constable Moses Ongol by unknown assailants who took 2 guns.
The country under attack. I saw the police spokesperson giving a nomenclature of a rebel group. It's a whole paragraph. Where he got it, we do not know. Or it's the same old story of manufactured rebel groups. So we need a statement on what's happening in this country, right, Honourable Speaker, so that we can get to understand how to advise our people.
The Speaker, Anita Among, dismissed fears of a formation of a rebel group and assured the House that the Office of the Prime Minister would make a statement to Parliament about the findings of the investigations as soon as possible.
At least as far as I know, we still have government and we are not under attack.
At the same sitting, the Speaker refuted media reports that legislators plan to increase their salaries.
There was a headline in Monitor saying that Parliament secretly increases its salary by 40%. Monitor, if you have nothing to write, don't write about this Parliament. Don't write about what you don't know. That was an opaque reporting. You cannot report on what you don't know. Pension is different from salary.
On Wednesday, 2nd November, Parliament passed the Parliamentary Pensions Amendment Bill 2022 after the proposal to have members' contributions to the fund was dropped. The President had earlier declined to assent to the bill and returned it to Parliament. Parliament had passed the bill earlier with an amendment to have government increase the contribution of members of Parliament from 30 to 40%. The President, in a letter to the Speaker, Anita Among, objected to the increment, stating that the Ministry of Finance advised that the bill that was presented to them for assessment did not include amendments to increase government contribution. The Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee, in its report to Parliament, stated that whereas the bill had proposed to increase the members' contribution from 15 to 20%, there was indeed no provision increasing government contribution.
In light of the above, the committee recommends that Clause 2 of the Parliamentary Pensions Amendment Bill 2002 is amended to remove the proposed increase in government's contribution. The committee recommends that the Parliamentary Pension Scheme Board of Trustees, in exercise of the powers granted to it under Section 23 of the Parliamentary Pensions Act, appoints within 6 months of adoption of this resolution a duly accredited actuary to, among other things, review the quantum of government contribution and make recommendations. In conclusion, Right Honourable Speaker and Honourable Members, the committee has examined the Parliamentary Pensions Amendment Bill 2002 and recommends that the reservations by the President be sustained and the bill amended as recommended by the President.
Madam Chair, I agree with the proposal by the committee.
This bill that we've just passed is so critical to our welfare that we should not live in pretense about its significance. We want to get assurance from the Minister for Finance how best we bring it back without offending the law and the provisions thereunder.
State Minister for Health in charge of primary health care, Honourable Margaret Mohanga, said the ministry will commence trials of 3 vaccines developed to combat Ebola Sudan virus, which has killed 43 people.
We plan to vaccinate contacts of 150 confirmed cases. Those make 3,000 people initially. The trial preparation has been done, concluded, and we estimate that we may begin the trial in the next 2 weeks. Some politicians, including in this August House, are also confusing the public. That there is no Ebola, to quote from one politician, that there is no Ebola epidemic in this country, and this is government propaganda of mobilizing resources.
We need to name and shame these people who say that there is no Ebola, and these are people who are encouraging our people to go to witch doctors. We'll need evidence to that effect, and if it is true, we'll refer the member to a disciplinary committee.
The Minister of State for Primary Education, Honorable Joyce Mariku, said government has issued a directive to all schools allowing all pupils and students to sit their final examinations.
We have issued a strong guideline informing parents, schools, administrators, no single learner should be sent home not to sit examination, especially P7 and Senior 4, Senior 6, because of school due. We offer guidance for the parents to sit together with the school administrators to plan modalities of how to complete that school balance.
Speaker Anita Among emphasized that all learners should be allowed to sit for their exams, irrespective of whether they are in government or private schools.
You cannot waste your 7 years, your 4 years, all those years. You reach to exam time and you can't do exams. That is unfair. Remember, you're supposed to give us free education. We want you to lay on table the circular that you've given out, such that whoever does not comply to the circular will be held accountable.
The Speaker also directed the Committee on Trade, Tourism and Industry to examine the high costs of sugar in the country. This followed a matter of national importance raised by Honorable Fred Simbwa, the Nachifuma County Member of Parliament, on the rising sugar prices and the falling prices of sugarcane during plenary on Wednesday, 2nd November 2022.
The farm gate price of sugarcane at the farmers has instead been falling instantly from 180 a ton down to 130 and 900 and 90,000 in some areas. Some places like Chikubo, a bag of sugar, the 50 kg, is about 230 to 240,000 a bag. I seek an explanation from the Minister of Trade, Cooperatives on the current sugar situation.
Can I have the Committee of Trade and Tourism handle this matter and report back to the House?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
On Thursday, members of Parliament approved a request by government to borrow $464 million, which is about 1.7 trillion shillings, to finance infrastructure and development needs of the budget, despite objection from the opposition, who say the loan terms are unfair. The loan is to be sourced from the Standard Chartered Bank, which will serve as the lead arranger and agent for Nippon Export and Investment Insurance, a Japanese insurance firm, and the Islamic Corporation for the Insurance of Investment and Export Credit, who will actually provide the money.
The committee recommends that the Ministry of Finance should renegotiate the provisions relating to waiver of sovereignty, sovereign immunity to avoid exposing critical government assets to creditors in the event of default.
We encourage the government to look for better loan facilities that are concessional, with better terms that will help protect the sovereignty of our country.
In the same sitting, Parliament recommended that accounting officers in 4 districts and 2 municipalities be reprimanded for causing financial loss. This is after the House adopted the report of the Committee on Public Accounts, Local Government on the report of the Auditor General for the financial year 2020-2021.
The accounting officer should also ensure full recovery of the overpaid money or make good the loss within 3 months from the time of adoption of this report. The accounting officer going forward should carry out proper reconciliation before any payments are made to avoid such occurrences.
Most of the issues are cross-cutting. There is a mismatch between recruitment plan and the actual recruitment, which is leading to a total loss of 421 million shillings. And that money should have been to our consolidated fund account. There is a lapse in the payroll management. characterized by overpayment of people who have retired, people who have left the service, and the people who died, all those kind of people. Maybe these are ghost workers.
In the week, members of parliament called on government to carry out country-wide vaccination of livestock to curb the spread of the foot and mouth disease in the cattle corridor. The call was made after Napak District Woman Member of Parliament, Honourable Faith Nakut, raised the matter of urgency. The Minister of State for Agriculture, Honourable Fred Buino, said government will carry out an assessment, adding that a consignment of vaccines will be delivered to some of the affected areas by 10th November.
I thank you so much. I adjourn the House to 2 tomorrow.